Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. All right, so we're here, and we have a surprise for you. Now, the last match of the night that was casted was going to be our second winner's semi, which is Optic going up against Team Infused. But we're able to do a live look-in, aren't we, Jack?
Oh, the technology just keeps on improving here in Paris, France. Oui. Envy, Splice up 2-0. That's the next match we're going to be seeing.
Yes.
It's happening somewhere in all these PS4s out here, because this event is presented by the PS4. This is CWL Paris Open.
So we get some extra gameplay here. Now it could be, so basically there's a bathroom break that went down. Envy down 2-0.
Yep.
They're trying to fight back into this one. If they don't, I believe that's a top 12 finish for Envy. And on the other side of this, you're looking at another top 8 for finish for Splice. Who do you have left? You have Red Reserve, Splice,
Infused.
So the 3 teams left. And as far as the winners bracket go, I mean, we could have a FaZe Optic winners bracket matchup, which, you know what I was thinking? I was talking to Deserto Mike. Is this the first time these two rosters have ever faced off in a winners bracket final?
Is it?
I believe it is.
Wow.
We were talking about it. He asked me, and I was thinking about when teams dropped out. They might have at Columbus, but that was with different rosters, like back in AW.
Perfect.
Oh,
that's perfect.
I got dropped from the lobby. Well, that's spectacular.
Maven just got himself kicked out of the lobby.
The entire lobby may have dropped because I don't see it here anymore. So I should be able to join back in, hopefully. But
that'd be funny. We just sold this whole big thing that we're joining that game, and then Maven gets kicked out.
Watch, we find out they're on like a different patch and we can't get in. That'd be spectacular.
No,
too.
I doubt that'll happen. You're a funny guy, Maven. You're a funny guy. But just don't worry though. We do want to mention that Optic Infused will still happen here on the main stage after this. I know it was scheduled for this time. Apparently, a proposal went down on the main stage. The craziest stuff has been happening here at the ESWC.
Congratulations to us. We have tied our lives together.
Sorry, Kat.
She's probably watching right now, like, what the
hugging Todd and crying.
But if you haven't been keeping up with the action, FaZe continue to look strong. Rise going to have to now do it in the losers brackets. What was the other Optic? Oh, Optic Envy obviously was a while back. Optic keeps steamrolling. FaZe keeps looking strong.
Yep.
This is, I mean, we've been wondering when they're going to have that final, when they're going to have that losers bracket final matchup. But it looks like it may be now. It is back up. I should be able to get back in. Just make sure I'm in CODcaster mode here.
It's important for us casters to be in CODcaster mode. Okay, we should be good to go now. So I think they'll start things back up. We'll get
This is the first time we've actually hopped into the station. So I think we have 9 side stations. It's the first time we've tried to do a live look into one. We've been connected to them. If it drops again, maybe there is some sort of technical issue. We're going to try again. We're going to try to hop in and get it going. Hopefully we can see
why
what's
are you being
going
such
down.
a Debbie Downer?
I'm not.
I think it's going to work. I think we're going to be right in this game.
I'm a Debbie
it's
super
perfect.
upper.
It is going to be the best thing ever on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm the happiest Debbie in the world.
Well, okay. You know, what would you rate your Paris experience so far?
Debbie.
What? 3?
No, I've been struggling in France. I see, like you know, you've taken the culture in. You've tried to learn 17 French words. I just keep spouting English at people louder and louder, hoping
until someone hears English and comes and helps you.
Yes. That's been my thought process.
I still love how the second we got off the plane, we landed, and you just started mumbling different fast food chains, hoping you could find one of them. I
was delirious at that point. A lot of sleeping medication for the flight. And I really, for some reason, was craving McDonald's. I still haven't had it.
I feel like when we get back to New York City, there's that one a few blocks from our place. You're just going to go there and spend $40.
You know, it's actually like $8, but, you know, the value you get.
For $8?
I'm talking 3 McDoubles, a large fry, maybe a bottle of water. Nice 2,000-calorie meal to pack away for the winter, even though we're headed into summer.
That's nice that you only think that's 2,000 calories.
Wait, 400 per McDouble or so? Large fry's got to be a solid 8. That's 2,000.
Yeah.
For those of you at home that can math.
Okay, we'll give you that one. I'm more impressed that you know the calorie numbers for different.
They're on the menu now. They legally have to be.
So you can know how much your body is hating you.
That's very true. I think we're good in the sense that we're in the lobby. We're going through the rig draft again, so crossing our fingers. We'll be into this one. And again, if you're an Envy fan at home, didn't maybe expect to be able to watch this match, you can now, and they have a tall task to fight back. But they've been spanked today. 3-1 versus FaZe, 3-0 versus Optic. They've won 1 map today in total now with this Splice series, unless there was another losers bracket match that I missed, which I don't think so with the timing of it.
I don't think so. Did they start the day on main stage, Envy?
I believe that was their first match.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. When did they face Infused?
Could 100% be making that up, but
I don't know. Dude, this has been such a blur.
Yeah.
All these different games. We've been hopping all around. There's been some great reactions to these teams in regards to certain teams beating others, obviously with Fnatic and stuff like that. That's also who's still in. I want to hear updates on where those teams stand. Last I saw, Enigma 6 were up 2-0 versus EG in their losers bracket matchup. So that was a crusher S&D that I think EG lost 6-3. So
yeah, I've been trying to get around as much as I can. Well, it's difficult because we have our 6-man crew with like 5 spots. So when you're on analysis, you need to pay attention to this match so you can talk about it afterwards. But then also we're within 20 feet of basically all the other stations. So just hopping around, trying to keep everybody updated. It's been a heck of a lot of fun, and things have been improving throughout the course of the day. Expecting it to be a fantastic day 3 as well. Now we are loading in.
Please, COD gods.
Yes!
We're in. Good job. All right, go ahead. Now get to Envy. Everything's working?
We're good. We're good.
We're good.
Thank you, Base
Folks.
Bobby. We've gotten to the game.
Thank you, Base Bobby.
We are ready to go.
Thanks, Uncle Bob. You got us.
Whew. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, so now at home, does Envy rip back here and do the comeback? Or is Spice going to close it out and guarantee another top 8?
Oh, man.
As EU continues to fight very valiantly here over the weekend.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'm standing for a second.
I can't because my head will hit the ceiling.
Okay, well, let's get into it. Envy is down 2-0. Uplink now on Precinct. Going to be map 3. And off the break, we're watching the boys in blue. JCap, the Uplink god himself, dead already.
The Uplink god himself. That is the first time that I've heard that. There are so many J's in this game. Jordan, Josh, JCap, John, Jimmy.
Who's named Jimmy?
One of the coaches.
I don't think either team has a coach named Jimmy. But you know what? That's probably a Maven fact. And as we've learned as time has gone on, those are equal to normal facts.
Yes, they are. I live in the alternate fact zone. I am the perfect American. But 3 down for Splice. Going to swap over to Bance. As control a ticket here, going to be very, very important. But it's John that's pushed up aggressively. We'll switch to John as he's going to be the lead blocker, and he is 4-0. He's got the ERAD here. 10 bullets in it. 10, not enough to win the final fight. And with drone down behind the Envy front line, it'll slow down for the moment. Update coming in, Jack?
Fnatic 3-0? Fnatic 3-0 Luminosity. Bryce, if you're lying to me right now, we will never be friends again.
Fnatic has been amazing this weekend, so we might have a chance for, so that's 4 teams that are strongly alive from EU. Continuing to impress. You saw Red Reserve push Optic to a Game 5 last night. This has been incredibly impressive. I wanted to stay with John because I thought John was going to get there for the interception, but just a little bit delayed, and Splice on the board here first.
So LG, they're now eliminated. So that's another North American team that bites the dust. Obviously not having Saints affects that team quite heavily.
Another one bites the dust.
Okay, well, you know what? This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm a musician.
Are you now? Add that to the list of Maven's accomplishments in life.
Oh,
another accomplishment right there is Slasher with a 2-piece 5 streak. Gets cut down there. Splice up 1-0 in this Game 3, though.
All right, well, let's see if Envy can answer back. Now, speaking back to the phase match, that was the only one in which Envy was able to get a win. It was in the uplink, it was on Precinct. And what was humorous about that is we talk about strong sides of the map is you're seeing Splice actually get it done through apartments right now with the 3-0 lead, but that's where Envy actually played perfect versus FaZe. They went 5-0 unanswered. They won the game there. So don't be surprised if you see a strong resurgence from Envy on the second side. If you can do it against FaZe, you got to think they can get it done here against Splice.
Oh, for sure. But if Splice keep playing the way they have so far this series, you could potentially see this one going into a 3-0 in favor of the Europeans, and that would mean, again, another NA team would be eliminated with a lackluster performance. Envious potential, what would this be again? Top 12, we said, if they lose this series?
I believe. And, I make up those numbers as well, but it was top 16 last time. I believe we're going into top 12 now with their current losers back around.
I like how at least you're honest. You just say, yeah, I make up half the stuff I say. But
see, Jack, when you set up a scenario, I've been casting for years and years, of which you don't know if your information is going to be accurate, then no matter what you say can be accepted. And that's what I've gone for. As the pounding keeps coming in for a Splice, the dish, the dash, the dunk. 5-0 advantage. This is impressive stuff so far on the first side. As they keep
They're
it going.
For more.
They keep it. Look where Bance is set up. He's calling a scarab inside the base.
Look at the bait switch.
7-0.
Bance jump back. Oh God! What was that?
Well, I mean, they got the dunk, but that hip fire was inaccurate.
Another great analytical statement there for Maven.
4% of those bullets connected.
To proving. No.
8 streak though. Madcat 15-5, fully streaked out. and they just keep going. What Envy team are we seeing right now? This is not the Black Ops 3 World Champions. This is a completely different beast.
This apparently is. This is Envy when they had Aches and TP on the team earlier in the season. There's another dunk, 9-0.
Look at
fully streaked out. Bance has set up home now in the spawn of Envious.
He needs a tent here.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
It really is. I mean, he got 8 scores, 4 dunks coming in for Bancy.
Bancy.
Phenomenal stuff. That's his first name.
Oh, okay. Bancy still doing big things at 13-6. When does Matt Cat even use these streaks? I guess you just save them for when Envy finally gets the map positioning. Vance has them for himself too. I mean, they have 2 full sets of streaks this early in the game.
And that's, I mentioned that Envy could recover on the other side when it was, 3-0. Now 9-0, 2 sets of full streaks. So the streaks will be huge. All the fights, for the most part, for Control go down right here, right? At Statue, at the back park area. Pretty easy to hit with Trinity Rockets or Bombardment to slow down a push. You got to think with these full 4 streaks, you can shut down, let's say you're not perfect. At least 2 to 3 stops.
10-0.
This game's over. I never say over. I'm sorry. I take it back. Envy fans, but it's as close to over as it can possibly be. Like, you're 5 feet under, trying to climb your way out of the dirt.
And it's quicksand.
Oh, that was an interesting twist.
Just collapses below you. I mean,
quicksand is actually one of the things I'm most scared of. It's
really?
It's like open water and sharks, spiders, and then probably quicksand.
You know what people said? It was like when they're younger. Remember, you didn't really watch Rugrats. You were too old.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Of course, I was old enough that I watched Rugrats.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I watched it a lot too, but they always talked about quicksand. So, like, when I was 5, I had a fear of quicksand. But then you realize, when will you ever encounter quicksand in North America? The answer is never.
You never know. Sinkholes, real.
Okay. You really live quite the interesting life.
Well, 4 down now for Splice. This might be Envy's opportunity to get something going. But remember, let's go over to Mad Cat. Is he thinking about streaks? He's got them all. Bance got them all. You don't need them, though, when you're winning gunfights like that. As Bance finds another, the defensive man's going to be Josh, though, in the back with the ERAD. Maybe a little bit out of his comfort range with that weapon, but he has been, would you say Josh was the first person that kind of showed off the ability of the ERAD? CWL London?
100%. To not only show it off, but use it very well. He was making an impact with it. Other players tried to use it, but it didn't have the same ability as the likes of Josh. 2 Envy players now surging on up. This has been the most drone control Envy have seen so far in this game, and it's literally just been them throwing it out towards Statue. That's about it. Mad Cat again with the first engagement win. There's a second, and these are the gunfights that Envy have been losing all game.
Yeah, you have to win them here. This area, this kind of L corner, is the all-important spot on the map. JCap, 1 shot as Josh almost finds both. Jordan Josh not exactly going off, but when you have Bance and Mad Cat sitting as well as they are here, let's show Envy a little love here. Because Apathy right now has got 4 in a row. They're in a position where maybe you can get points, but I wouldn't be surprised if the streaks come in. Yep. And we talked about this is going to shut down a couple of pushes. The streak scared him into the bush.
Fortunately, you have that death timer on the outskirts of the map. Slasher will grab this drone and just try to get it away. They're just trying to keep it away from Splice at this point because you're already down by 5 possessions. Slasher moving on up 2 kills now for Envy. This is their best chance of scoring yet.
Can they actually get points? You do have still, remember, all the streaks that can come into play here.
Oh.
Don't need them again. 4 down, wiped off the board. Josh, Jerd, Mad Cat, all on the kill feed. The Black Ops 3 champs are getting crushed.
Envy about to fall to European squad in Splice. Luminosity already just fell to a European squad in Fnatic. The NA powerhouses fall 1 by 1. But still looming in that winner's bracket are the likes of Optic Gaming, are the likes of FaZe. It is 12-0. This is one of the worst losses I have seen from Envious in Uplink in this game.
If you're Infused and you're watching this, is this in some way, if you watch the domino of North American players drop, and you think, all right, we're taking Optic out. Maybe just giving them a little feel. You see your EU brothers just going off?
They can think that, yeah.
I'm searching. I'm searching.
I'm trying to give them a chance at the series. But no, they're definitely able to think that. Will it happen, though? Not entirely sure. And we should have, just so you know, right after the series, we are literally going to go non-stop right into the next match of Optic Gaming versus Infused. They're basically ready, so stay tuned. Tweet the stream. Let your grandparents know you're not coming to dinner because we've got great Call of Duty action still to come.
For those 3 people currently eating dinner with their grandparents.
That's 3 more people watching the stream.
That's true. Playing the percentages. 14-0. I'm trying to remember a beating this bad at Uplink with like 2 top teams this year. I mean, nothing's jumping to mind. It's not even like the 14 on the board. We've seen this map particularly where you can put up a lot of points, right, compared to everything else. But 0?
Yeah. This is rough. This is just rough. More streaks coming in.
Hell, it's raining from the sky.
Everybody is just being shown the capabilities of this Splice roster when they are all clicking. Simple as that.
Well, now if you're Envy, okay, so you know how we talked about the fact we joked around a little bit with the champs curse, right? We talked about it a little bit how the past 3 champs teams before Envy broke up within 2 to 4 months afterwards. Envy a bit of a different scenario, but Atlanta goes okay, Vegas doesn't go well, ESWC doesn't go well. Dallas is everything around the corner for the Pro League. Is there any thought to team change for Envy, or you think they're solidified to try and make the Pro League?
I still don't think Envy make a team change.
I don't either, but do you think it's even on the table?
Any of the top teams make a team change from North America. I know that this must be a frustrating event for them, but I just don't see it happening. 20 seconds left. Splice look to continue to lay on the hurt. I don't know if it'll happen, but folks, what a dominating performance we see right there. Bance 34-18, 10 points on his own.
They're plus 30. They're 66-36 right now.
My goodness, what a performance. Splice 14-0 against Envy. They take that series 3-0 and shock everybody here in the venue. Yes, it was something where people could see Splice winning that, but 14-0, I mean, my goodness.
It's one of those ones where you don't know how to cast sometimes or how to break down. Thinking back to, Splice has been on the losing end of that type of thing versus FaZe on Breakout. They've been smashed in a way where it's difficult to really talk about it, but that's just got to be a brutal, painful loss for Envy. Now you look towards vacation the next day and a half and trying to enjoy Paris a little bit, I guess.
Vacation is the right way to put it. Just so you guys know, Maven right now is going to try to join up in the main lobby. We'll go ahead and tell our referees, get the players in. We're ready to go here on the main stream. Someone Mud Dog in his long legs. He takes 3 steps, gets across the whole venue. He can get them started on.
Well, you gotta chat with the.
Oh, I gotta chat with the stream?
I gotta get the team names, everything set up, and my multitasking skills. If I'm texting or anything.
Oh, you basically have no idea what's happening.
None.
So
Optic Infused, I can spell.
Can you? That's questionable. But yes, this is going to be our final match of the night. We still obviously have one more day of the CWL Paris Open presented by the PS4. Tomorrow we will know of the teams that earn themselves the majority of the $100,000 prize pool. We'll have our top matches still to come, and players now joining on up. Thank you to PD and Scump for getting the first
Remind me to check the team colors, because I have them in there, but no one's chosen a side yet, so that is your duty as my co-caster, roommate, and just great all-around friend. Thank you for being here for me.
At least somebody supports me. At least somebody out there supports me. I've been getting verbally berated by Bryce Tacular, as they call him.
I think you remind Bryce of himself a little bit too much, like early in his career.
And you think it scares him?
I think it does. It makes him uncomfortable, I believe.
I get that. Or
the British Benson, more than the British Brycey. But, yeah, honestly, it's just literally waiting on some players to get in, and we're going to hop right into the action. So thank you, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the look-in at what we thought might turn into a crazy series that would go the distance. Had I known that was going to happen, I wouldn't have pushed so hard to hop into this series.
People like running around.
Yeah, we're running around like trying to get in.
The production crew, everyone's got to go here, a lot of moving pieces, and then it's like, okay, 14-0.
I just didn't see it going that way, and that is why I think this team was formed. We weren't sure who in Red Reserve or Splice was going to have the edge coming out of this when they formed the teams, but when you pick up Jordan Mad Cat to go with Bance and Josh, you think you get a lot of slaying power. You know how scary Mad Cat can be? That was like the scariest I've seen him yet this weekend. When they're going off like that, when someone's matching Bance, what do you do? That's a terrifying combo, and that's where you get to the point where what's the scariest thing about top North American teams? You have several, if not all of your players that can drop bombs, especially when looking at FaZe and Optic. There you were kind of seeing that.
Big thing, too, to point out is this is the Bance that we saw in Black Ops 3 make that big outbreak. I mean, the guy goes 13-5 to knock the boys out from E United earlier in Game 5. Then he goes off there in the uplink to secure that match. So there's a lot of good right now going on for Splice as they're going to keep this losers bracket run going on. I've just received word that there might be some interviews on the main stage with the French side of things. We don't speak French, but they have a translator there.
We're going to translate. No, I think he's been doing it in both. The question in French and then in English, which helps. I enjoyed seeing Scump yesterday trying to decipher what was being said to him. Or that was earlier today, sorry. But let's talk a little bit about the upcoming series then. So, FaZe you saw win versus Rise. They're waiting in the winners bracket final, which will take place tomorrow morning. It feels like Optic FaZe winners bracket finals do. We haven't, I believe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because I would like to know. But again, I was talking to the Certo guys, and we're all thinking this is the only time, because either FaZe has dropped in early and had to come back on Optic, or the other way around. It's never been. Well, actually, every final versus Optic was FaZe coming through losers bracket, correct? 2 of them, they beat them in 2 best-of-5s. I remember Columbus, that was a different roster, and then also in Columbus at the arena.
I was at all those events. I don't remember.
Yeah, this is tough. You're going back like 3 years. But I'm pretty sure with these core 8 guys, it's never happened in a winners bracket final.
Okay, I'm going to believe you. I'm going to believe you.
Not something I'd recommend.
This is also from the guy that said in that last series, when everything you say, you have no idea if you're correct or not. It just comes out as being correct.
Yeah.
After years of
I recommend having Wikipedia open, the COD Wiki when I'm talking.
COD Wiki, yeah.
So you make sure you keep it clear.
Shout out to goalie.
But who do you think takes this? Because Infused has been, I think, the most surprising and impressive team at Atlanta. Did not see a top 8 coming.
For Europe or just in general?
For Europe. Okay. Well, in general, other than
United,
but with the way they were playing online, if you expected them to do it at Atlanta, I mean, they were playing top 2, top 3 all the time. So I think Infused was almost more of a great story, but especially from the EU side, though, the fact that they were able to go top 8. And now, again, they're proving that they could be the top team with Splice. If Red Reserve drop out and you have top 8 with Splice and Infused again, I mean, that's back-to-back events in a week span where you're talking about Infused maybe being in that Tier 1 conversation.
Oh, definitely. And another thing to point out, Infused still that final European team in this winners bracket side of things. There's only 3 teams left: FaZe, Clan, Optic Gaming, and Infused, and we'll know who will move on between Optic Gaming and Infused after this matchup. I think we're getting the players in the lobby. I'm seeing admins communicate with each other so we can get this one started. We'll see exactly how long it will take for them to start it up. My prediction is 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Until the interviews start?
Yes.
They should let me try you should do the interviews in French.
In French.
Yes.
Bonjour, fans in the crowd. Welcome. I don't think that's how French works. I think you doing a French accent while speaking English is not actually talking in French.
No, I think it's mostly offensive, Jack.
Sorry. Sorry to all the French viewers. I miss the United States.
Gutaga, if you're out there.
Gutaga. Gosh, he is like. So I've heard he's the equivalent of like Jesus walking around the venue.
He's basically he's the French Nate Shot. That's the first time I heard of him.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you miss Nate Shot?
I do.
When
I lived in Santa Monica, I got to spend a lot of time with him. You know, me, him, Fwiz, him, and I. Sorry, would hang out quite a bit. Now that I'm in New York, now I don't get to see the guys as much. But can we talk predictions a little bit here?
Optic to 3-0.
Optic 3-0?
Yeah. Unless Moose goes full dad mode like he did at CWL London.
He proved in Atlanta, though, that he still had it without Synaptic, right?
But he was tweeting earlier today that he's had some rough performances so far, hasn't felt quite like himself. He needs to feel like himself in this series. Simple as that.
Yeah, he really, really does. As soon as we have, hopefully before we leave tonight, we'll give you an idea what time we're starting tomorrow, what match we're kicking things off with.
I think it's same start time. That's today, 9:30 a.m. Paris, which is 3:30 a.m. Eastern.
There were a lot of people staying up watching. A shout out, by the way, to Maddox. You know, he was one of the guys working on Black Ops 3 last year. A huge esports COD fan. One of the guys we really worked with a lot last year.
And he dresses great.
He tweeted me, "I'm ready to go." And I was like, "What time? What time is it right now?"
Yeah.
And it was something. He's like 4 in the morning. The night's yet young. I'm watching. I was like, "What are you doing? Mm-hmm. Go to sleep."
Yeah, I think it was. It's going to be 12:30 a.m. start time for Pacific. So late night.
Energy drinks. Doritos,
memes, everything that fuels a great lifestyle.
I was checking over to see people scrambling around, ready to go. I see Crim6.
Yeah, no one else has joined our game.
They're talking to someone in a staff shirt.
Yeah,
so I think they're figuring it out.
That seems very. Oh, look, recipe. I don't know exactly. At this point, we can just basically talk amongst each other.
Mud Dog, do your job.
Mud Dog, do your job, Maven. Maven is really digging into him now. Clint, if you had I asked Tom.
It's Jack and Maven story time again.
It is. So
we've
folks,
got some time to fill.
Buckle on in.
Mute this if you're interested in what's going to happen in Call of Duty for the next 5 minutes, because we're waiting for the match to start.
I asked Tom this: what teams that you expect to potentially make roster changes?
Never mind. We're talking about Call of Duty.
In in the roster mania in the next few weeks.
Okay.
In North America, in EU, any teams that stand out that you could see on the chopping
in
block?
both?
Yeah.
EU. Cloud9 needs to be butchered.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you. Obviously, the talent's there from getting second in Vegas, but I just don't think they'd like each other
At this point, I wouldn't doubt
honestly.
that.
And I know Aches. He might hate me for saying this, but I talked to him in Atlanta when they lost. I'm like, what's going on? And he said to me, I have two superstars that don't give a bleep.
Wow.
That I think it's just he wasn't getting. You know that Aches is one of the most passionate players of all time. He cares about winning and losing more than maybe anyone ever. And when you have two young guys that aren't maybe as passionate as what I'm guessing the issue is,
I'm sure he wanted that public.
Probably why they're bumping heads.
I'm sure he wanted that comment public. It's fine.
Well, listen, I mean, there's obviously problems going on. I think if there's a team that's going to change, it's going to be that one.
Other teams just throw out there that I think don't say the same. EG, I think, makes a change. Echo Fox, I think, makes a change. G2, I think, makes a change. Renegades, I think, makes a change. Potentially, depending on how the rest of this goes for the likes of Splice or Red Reserve, maybe they're on the chopping block for some switches up there. Team 3G.
Let's have an interesting. Let's have a different, like the other end of this conversation. Okay. What teams before Atlanta were on the chopping block you thought maybe, but now aren't anymore? Like, what comes to mind for me is a little, in a way, kind of Optic. We were having the conversation, like, if this doesn't go well this week's span, maybe something scary. And Atlanta, I mean, you're one play away from getting very, very scary. But they're in the clear now with the last 2 weekends. But
it was funny. I saw someone tweeted Hex like, this MLG Codcaster said that Optic needs a roster change, and I don't think I said that at all. I think I said like,
I said if these 2 weekends didn't go well,
exactly. I said if
yeah.
Optic don't have any good placings and they're before roster lock at Dallas, then maybe that's a thing. And like Hex replied, was like, which caster? And they were like, Courage or something like that.
I said it too.
It's fine. I'll be thrown under the bus for this one. It's simple. Optic, this has been the longest dry spell this team has had in regards to LAN victories. At a certain point, before something as important as the LAN League comes up, maybe they need a change of pace.
Yeah, but with how I think the Atlanta second place, now losers second round, the conversation's done, especially with the fact that they're playing in a winner's semi now, which they're favored in, going to be top 3. Back-to-back top 3s. Are you satisfied with that if you're Optic? No, you always plan to win, but I think that conversation's closed. Is there anyone else that maybe Envy for you? I was wondering about
Envy. Yep.
But now you think they're okay?
No, I think Envy, I mean, with that placing we just saw, who knows again?
But I think
that comes back. After Atlanta, prior to ESWC, yes. But now we're in a different scenario. I do hear the main stage beginning to kick on off. I'm sure we'll go to that feed and at least be able to see what's happening there as Optic Gaming and Infused. They'll have probably some pregame interviews, a little talk in French. You can learn some stuff. It's a very educational stream here at the COD World League.
Oui,
indeed.
Well, I hear them getting hyped, so as soon as we see them, we'll toss it over. Going to talk to the players, get them ready to go. I want to know who people are cheering for, because I know it's still, what time is it? It's like noon, lunchtime sort of Eastern? So you still have a ton of EU viewers still watching. It's kind of an EU prime time, I got to imagine, right now. So this is going to be, you think, at least in the stream and viewership-wise, a lot of people pulling for Infused. I would hope so. I want this to be a little bit more balanced. And are they capable of proving the upset? I think they are, but there's a lot on Moose's shoulders. I agree. He's got to be nuts.
I'm sure they are as well. Either way, though, I'm excited for this match to get started, our final one of Saturday, before we have our Championship Sunday kickoff. In about 15 hours from now will be the first series at 9:30 a.m. Paris time.
I'm trying to sleep 12 hours tonight.
I have to go visit the Eiffel Tower.
I might go.
I'm going. No, you're lying. You're not going to. I can't believe you just won't go take a nice little 20-minute ride.
I've never been there. Is that how far it is? 20 minutes?
No, it's close to 20. I'm saying go there, take a photo, and then take a ride home. Is that too much to ask for my loving roommate and good friend?
I'll go.
That's a lie.
It's got to be quick, though, and there needs to be a McDonald's nearby.
Okay, so that's a selling point.
Yes.
To experience the epitome of French culture, which is visiting the Eiffel Tower, you need your Americanized McDonald's to bring you back to Earth.
We worked like 2 blocks from the Empire State Building. I think it's big.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard. That is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's a huge building.
We live two blocks from the Empire State Building. We don't see any other large landmark that is historical importance.
Do I look like a cultured individual?
No. You look like a guy that I would walk away from if I saw you in a dark alley.
That's scary.
The bald head.
And the fact that I'm like 6'3", 230 pounds of muscle.
Is that what this is? Oh, wow.
I haven't been to the gym in 5 days. I feel flabby.
Flabby. What a word.
Stuff.
What a word.
There's been a lot of carbohydrates with the bread.
Dude, everything here in France is bread.
I know. You and I talked for 5 minutes about bread last night. I promise you. Okay, I think they're
Just
coming
go.
out. They're walking out.
Show that.
We're going to toss it over. Let the guys have a bit of
Vous
fun.
les avez devant vous. On a Karma, Scum, Formal et Crimsix. Ce sont des grands habitués, détendus. Scum, jamais avec ses écouteurs, c'est déjà dans la poche, on dirait. J'ai envie de savoir justement, on les trouve extrêmement confiants. Déjà tout à l'heure, ils sont imposés avec certaine aisance. Est-ce qu'ils sont prêts avant de démarrer ce match? You look like it's easy for you. You look very, very like too much confidence before the game.
Yeah, no, it's nice. We're finally in the winners bracket. You know, the last couple tournaments we were playing for the losers bracket. And we're looking forward to playing Marky B and Infused. You know, he always has a good squad, so it should be a good game.
Voilà, encore une fois, ils ont l'habitude d'être là, l'habitude d'être dans les winner brackets, ils ont l'habitude de jouer face à Marky B, ils ont envie que ce soit un très beau match. Je compte sur vous pour les applaudir. Optic Gaming! Allez vous installer. Je sais pas vous, mais c'est quand même la force tranquille. Hein. Ça fait un peu flipper le truc. Face à eux, l'une des meilleures, voire peut-être la meilleure équipe européenne du moment. Ils nous viennent tout droit d'Angleterre. Applaudissements pour les Infused. On retrouve Marky B, le capitaine, avec Nelson, Moose et Pity. Ils ont déjà été impressionnants sur cette scène et on les retrouve. Marky B, welcome back again on stage. C'est forcément un plaisir de vous avoir. Comment est-ce qu'on se sent face à, je dirais, des monstres qui vont être sûrement très difficiles à battre? How do you feel before that game? You are against like a big monster. You have to fight right now.
I'm really confident. I think we have a good map set here, and I'm just confident of winning the game.
Ils se sentent plutôt bien, les maps, j'imagine qu'ils les ont donc bien choisis. Vous savez qu'il y a des pics et ban, donc ils ont pu choisir un peu le terrain sur lequel ils allaient s'affronter. Ils semblent extrêmement confiants. On les sentait eux aussi extrêmement confiants, ça leur fait peur. We feel that they were as confident as you are right now. Are you scared or not at all?
And I think you have to respect your opponents, but at the same time, you've got to be confident going against anyone, so no, we're not scared. That's all.
Comme il dit, il faut à la fois être confiant, nous aussi, ils les respectent énormément. Donc on verra justement à l'issue de ce match. On les applaudit bien fort, s'il vous plaît, les Infused. Très serein et très concentré pour ce match. Jonas, est-ce qu'on peut parler encore une fois, même si on les a déjà eu sur scène?
All right, we're back. It is time for the action. Finally, guys, sorry about the wait. I know you got to spend 15 minutes with us. They were getting set up on the main stage, but we are ready to go. The interviews are through. Team colors are correct. We're waiting on some of the Infused members to get in the lobby, and we're finally ready for some Infinite Warfare action.
I'm pumped. I'm pumped to see how this one goes. You can see the mutual respect between both these guys. Karma mentions Marky B and how he's always got a formidable squad with him. On the other side of things, Infused, they know who they're going up against in the likes of Optic Gaming since that losers bracket run. Since Optic Gaming got all the way to the grand final, second best of 5, game 5, and showed off their incredible performance there. They've looked like the Optic Gaming of old, the team that you expect to go into every series, potentially 3-0. They've had, I think, 1 game 5 so far this weekend, but outside of that, it's been smooth sailing for the boys in green, not boys in blue.
I'm making sure these team colors stay the same. All right, we're still good. But, yeah, they've been back in dominant form. I think the losers bracket run last weekend may have helped them in some ways, just getting so much land play, grinding through. You kind of create that brothership bond. I mean, they've been teaming forever, but it has to feel good to make a run like that, even though you come up a little bit short. It was impressive as all hell.
Yep.
And now they have to get it done against Infused. I know you're thinking a 3-0 for Optic Gaming. I kind of feel the same way. 3-0, 3-1.
It's how do you not favor them in this spot that they're in? Yes, Infused look good. Yes, they've gotten this far, but Optic Gaming they want FaZe. They want FaZe in that winners bracket final. I'm being told that you need to switch to Codcaster.
I was in Codcaster. I'm again in Codcaster.
Okay, maybe it's been in Codcaster 3 times now, but hey, you know what? It's the thought that counts.
Try my best.
Maybe one day you'll improve, Clint.
Please start the game.
Please start the game. Please save Maven. You have 2 people who are jet lagged.
No, we're good. We're
but passionate about the game.
Got a lot of sleep. No, I'm just excited to cast this match, winner semi, and I'm excited for the potential. As much as I would love to see Infuse get the upset here, it's a great story for you. I mean, I think everyone wants to see if that FaZe Optic winners bracket matchup. It was huge also at Atlanta.
Yep.
It was the first time we got to see it in quite some time. Well, the first time we get to see Optic actually take the victory over FaZe.
I like how you said that. It's like everyone wants to see this European squad do well. It's like, I mean, I'd love to see that.
I'm all for an underdog story, upset story, absolutely.
But then when you have the other story of FaZe versus Optic, which those matches are always too much fun, this one will be in a winner's bracket final. The amount of pressure that there is there, I don't know. That just sounds too good.
So what, we didn't get it once in Black Ops 3, and this will be 3 events in a row?
Yep.
Because we had
storylines back.
Vegas, Atlanta, and now at ESWC. So yeah, a matchup that was avoided for a year is now going to hit us 3 times in the span of 2 months, basically a month and a half, really.
And I'm not complaining.
Maybe.
I'm not complaining. Yes, still Infused have the option to go ahead and beat Optic Gaming here, then face FaZe Clan in that winner's bracket final. Infused, for me, as we mentioned, the consistency of Nolson needs to be there. And, oh, look at that timing. The second I mentioned Nolson, he pops up on screen. One of the younger players on this squad. Obviously, Moose, is he going to be that insane superstar that had the top stat line like we saw in every major category at the CWL London event? Does he match that here against the likes of Optic Gaming? If you're on the side of OG, you just do what you do best, and that's just slay on the map and win games.
And they've been doing that incredibly. That's the thing that stood out probably the most for me for FaZe and Optic here. That's the most special thing about the two rosters is the slaying ability. They've both been able to go off throughout the course of the event. And Optic, again, where sometimes they were known for the occasional slow starts on Friday. Doesn't happen here. They've been solid throughout. They haven't slowed down at all from Atlanta. It almost just feels like, I know with us, with the travel and everything, it feels like it just carried one or the other. The losers bracket run right into this weekend. So there was no real starting point. It just feels like it's a run that hasn't finished in a way.
There's a look at Scump. Arguably the greatest player in the history of Call of Duty from a lot of people's perspective.
Yeah.
I think that's more than safe to say after these last 5 years that he's been at the top of his game and hasn't really looked down. I would say Infinite Warfare so far is probably the most inconsistent COD I've seen from him to this point.
He's picked things up immensely, but Vegas had to be the worst tournament I've ever seen for him. But he grinded. He rebounded. He's been – I saw I can't remember who tweeted it, but just talking about the fact that, the streaming grind commenced, and that had him playing the game more and more as well. Formal there. He was –
Did your heart just flutter when you saw him?
He was maybe, had they won the event, likely the MVP probably for Atlanta.
He was. So I was told that obviously went to a Game 5, and we were doing the whole MVP presentation, so you have to be ready for whatever hits you. So I was doing the presentation of that trophy, and I was told backstage, if Optic win, it's formal. If E United win, it's gunless. E United won, so gunless won it.
And one thing to point out, though, specifically, they've had a flip-flop again. So, yeah, remember it was through Atlanta, it was kind of formal that carried a bit through Friday and Saturday. Then it was Karma and Crimsix that really went clutch in the finals. I remember if I saw the KDs, formal actually had the lowest of them in the final. Right around a 1, though. Everybody was basically positive, despite the fact they lost a series because they stacked those stats in the first half. Formal's been he was really good yesterday. He's been a little off his game today, and Karma's actually been a beast. Him and Krim have been great.
Look at Krim, man. The guy's just a goofball. He acts like he doesn't have emotions, but on the inside, he's just a big teddy bear.
I don't know that I agree with that.
What?
He doesn't have emotions.
I thought you were going to say he's not a big teddy bear. But yeah, no, he definitely does not have emotions. As you can see, the Optic Gaming guys feeling cool, calm, and collected. A nice crowd out there here in Paris. They don't hear us, though. They hear the French casters.
Which makes sense, since they likely all speak French.
Yes. But I would say normally like, oh, are you guys ready for this? But they wouldn't understand it.
Too true. And I believe, sorry guys, just still the introduction. We're just waiting to get started here. As soon as they are finished, we will be hopping right into the action. There we go.
Rig
so
draft.
We're into the rig draft. So 90 seconds, we'll be ready to rock.
Rig draft is now underway. You got the colors right, too, for Codcaster.
Which is a miracle in itself.
And now we're about to move on into the game. Waiting for some updates. It looks like, tomorrow to kick things off will be, Fnatic versus Splice. It always works out this way, but it's going to be another European team knocking out another European team. That'll be a rough form, and then 11 a.m. will be your winner's bracket final. It's 11 a.m. Paris time, which you can figure out the rest. Will be FaZe versus either Optic or Infused.
Yeah, FaZe versus Optic or Infused, Fnatic, Splice. So that'll be
a match.
I mean, Splice has looked incredible, but Fnatic just keeps ever since Friday. I mean, they came out hot Friday. Now, granted, they were in a group that didn't prove to be the most difficult here this weekend, but they kept on rolling. They kept on rolling through.
I think a lot of it was Fnatic just outplaying their opponents. Simple as that. They win the games that they have to.
Who stood out for you the most on Fnatic?
Wuskin. Wuskin started things around this event, and he's filled the role he needs to for this team, and he's been a little bit more consistent.
Well, he's the new guy, right?
Yes.
The young guy.
Yeah, he is the new guy. He is the up-and-coming European talent. For all we know, Wuskin, keep this name in mind, could be your top EU player years from now.
Well, that's Scraps was in that conversation last year, and his brother now comes into the action, and I would not be shocked if this brother duo is able to carry Fnatic a long way.
There are a lot of histories of brother duos excelling in esports.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like they communicate on another level. The guys just getting their creative classes ready, and we will be loading in to the map here shortly. It's going to be Scorch Hardpoint is our first map.
Scorch Hardpoint. Where's this one located again?
I don't remember. I had them all memorized for like a couple days. Like this might be Mars.
This might be Mars.
I think it's Mars.
It very well could be Mars. There's your map fly through, looking good as ever. It is time, though, for our first map of a best of 5. The European Titans, Infused, fueled by their ability to take down even the toughest of opponents, up against the Titans that are Optic Gaming. Looking for another LAN championship led by the red-headed beast, Scumpy. It's time to get into the game. Maven, who we watching off the break?
We're going Moose. You talked about his ability, the fact he can be a game changer.
Okay, we hype all that up.
It is Moose.
Okay, well, you know what?
You don't like the Mighty Moose?
I do love the Mighty Moose. You know what I love more, though, is this game we have ahead.
Oh, gosh.
Let's get into it.
To the break. Moose looks like he's going to be maybe hit the flank here, but he finds a kill with the grenade almost immediately. He wanted to check the wrap coming through the drill side. Sees a gun in the corner, sees a gunfire as well. Should find a second here, tries to tee it up, and ultimately able to get the kill. That's 2 in a row for Moose. 3rd in a row. No, Karma with nothing left.
You were excited because you thought you had the perfect person that you watched off the break.
That's right.
He did get 2. Karma rocking that laser sight on the E-Rad. Who's playing this close corner, waiting for Seaman to be able to watch over, and there you go. He gets the help from Scump Global that he needed. Optic Gaming do have at least a little bit of a presence towards this next hard point at Turbine, and there's that snapshot ability of Formal to focus his centering right away. OG out to a great start at 34-4.
Yeah, what's interesting is, again, Formal didn't have the best series against Envy, and they still completely dominated. I'm just curious if he starts to pick it up how scary this team is actually going to be. As he falls, we'll rotate over onto Crim 6. That the new hard point is going to pop, and that was just a complete throttling there. And you talk about teams choosing sides and why that's important talking about seeds. This is a map specifically where the opening hard point, if you get the strong side, you can really rack up a lot of points.
Yep, and now look at how far out Infused just spawned. I mean, they are completely across the map. You just had your final player just spawn up. So this is 15 seconds of time for Optic Gaming. This is what hardpoint now is in Infinite Warfare. And people love this aspect of it. You get punished for losing pushes. You can no longer charge in 7 or 8 times. Infused waiting for everybody to get here. The first couple kills in favor of Optic Gaming. There's the 3rd here from Karma as well. They should hold this one 74-4. And remember,
look at the minimap. Look at what Krim just did too.
Oh,
Krim wraps
goodness.
around, gets the spawn for Scump, and now you're going to have the pinch set up and the first 2 players in. Beautiful plays from the veteran.
Well, I don't think they're expecting Infused to already be behind them. I don't think it's actually going to work for Optic Gaming. Yeah, Krim is completely surrounded. He's going to be a dead man walking. There you go. OG, they had a good plan there, but in the end, it doesn't actually develop into what they wanted. But either way, after the first 2 hills, this has been completely one-sided.
93-11. All Optic early. Can they come back? Formal doesn't finish the first kill, but does find the second. Let's go over to Nolson. I know we've been focusing a lot on Optic. That's simply because the scoreline. They've been dominating the couple of players going on streaks have been from the Optic side, but let's see if Nolson can keep it going. 5-3 with the ERAD indoors. Marky B and Moose covering over him here, and they've got several ERADs inside that can do a lot of damage on this particular hardpoint.
Down by just 60 now is Infused. Grenades come in. Nice job to at least soften up the player. Nolson at 50% HP. Optic Gaming charging on through. He does get 1. Second player just above him. It's going to be Crim 6 staying alive. OG get the break, and they'll get the rest of the scrap time.
Yeah, he gets 3 kills on the break. A 4th. No, I mean, once you connect with that ERAD, it melts. You see him. He got the first couple of shots off and just evaporated. Crim.
Like that?
Nice stuff there. Karma, though, doesn't finish the second kill. Moose, though, is leading all Slayers. Him and Krim at 10 apiece. This is what they need from him, though. He has to play this way. And even while he is, they're still getting spanked a bit early.
What do you do now if you're Infused? It looks like they're going to try to push through middle map and get some presence towards deck, but unfortunately, you've got Karma flying all around for OG, who stops both players going for the pinch. No one actually in the hard point right now, as they're too worried about pushing out this one side. Karma, though, continuing to stay alive.
He tags one up, just doesn't quite finish it. He'll be dealing an observation deck, but the pressure, I mean, if anything, he's going to be in a position to flank. Everyone pushes through. It's actually Scump and Formal just shutting it down. Karma not even really needed on this push. Second attack now going to come. It's going to be a split spawn for Infused, so observation deck will be the first. Both kills come in for Karma, and then let's swap to the other side as the pressure is going to come into Scumpy. He's ready close range with the K-bar. Moose in front, closes that end as well. So the dynamic duo of Scump and Karma locking it down and extending this lead to 100 points.
Yeah, at the end of the first set of hills, it's going to be a 100-second lead for Optic Gaming. You've got the slaying advantage as well. Crimsix leading that charge in time equal to the kills as well of Formal. Oh, gosh, Karma just spinning in circles trying to find Moose at some point
those
there.
awkward ones, right? Well, Nelson Golson now set up inside with Marky B. Formal ripping his head off there. Infused has to get it done now. We're into our second rotation. They got to get something going early. PD drops, Marky B drops. Almost picked off his Nolson with the nade out, but trying to cover his player in front so far, doing a pretty solid job. But as he drops, that's going to be control now over to Scumpy.
Scump just gets 3, nearly locks onto the 4th. No multi-kill for him, but either way, the damage is continuing to be done. Optic holding on this 100-second lead. Nolson just trading on out for now. As still, yes, this is great time that Infused are getting. They're barely getting, I should say, but Optic Gaming have the spawns for the new hardpoint. They're set up already in a great spot to continue to build this lead.
They certainly are. You got to get the 3 seconds here, and then look across the map. I'll go over to Karma as he's going to rack up the time. I mean, the important thing is going to be the setup here. Karma in the close corner. Formal picks up the 2 up top that we're trying to push across Skybridge, and then flanking from behind. Also, Formal. He gets 3. Scump finds 1, and that's the entire team shut down.
And again,
a lot of time.
Because Formal is blocking this spawn right here, look at where Infused are. They're all the way out across the map. Optic are watching every single lane. This is where Optic are very confident. When they have the ability to push out lanes like this, they're filling every single hole that they need to. I mean, Infused haven't even gotten a chance. Crimsix hasn't seen somebody in 25 seconds, and he's in the hill.
Well, it's like they finally figured out hardpoint. They were struggling with it throughout.
They finally got it.
I mean, the early part of Atlanta, you saw the frustration from Krim. They weren't getting it done. Now, it's perfect. They're destroying their competition. 22-11 now, 7 streak for Formal as he continues to go off. He's trying to push in the back rocks, finally going to fall, but the damage has been done. The 200-point barrier has been broken, and they're looking to put this game away.
213-74 Infused. You've got a tall order ahead of you, down by 140 seconds. Over 2 minutes of difference. Red Reserve eliminated. The update I just got, Maven. Epsilon beat Red Reserve.
That's the team. I was trying to remember who I was forgetting from the EU side. It's Epsilon. I knew there were 4. I couldn't remember the 4th team. Epsilon takes out Red Reserve.
So now who's left?
Insane.
So Fnatic is still left, right?
Yep.
Epsilon.
Oh, so there were 5. Oh, there were 5.
And Infused. Fnatic is 1-1 versus Splice. Oh, tomorrow they play tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Brycey's confusing me now. I blame him. I think it made a lot
live
of sense.
game updates as we're mid-cast are tricky at
I
times.
actually have a schedule in front of me for tomorrow that shows Fnatic Splice. That's entirely on me.
Oh,
245
that
to 89.
like your fault.
This one is done and dusted, folks. Optic Gaming 100-point club Infused.
Wow. 250-89. I think you had 10 or so kills combined for the side of Optic to close that out. Like 2-3 streaks for basically everyone on the team.
Yep.
That's vintage Optic. When they're all firing like that, what can you do?
Nothing. And that's the worry that we had prior to going in this series. We talked about the potential for Infused in this. Yes, we'd love to see an underdog story continue, but you are facing Optic Gaming. This is the team that you really don't have your underdog stories come up with if you're trying to build that 15-9 from Crimsix. That just shows how little he had to do in the hard point. The guy goes 2 minutes and 12 seconds of objective and has 24 total engagements. Formal had 24 kills.
Sheesh. Look at across the board. You get everybody getting involved in the hard point as well. I mean, Scump 48 seconds, but you get 2 minutes and 12 seconds from Krim.
Yeah.
24 total engagements is absurd.
You almost get more time from Crimsix by himself in the hard point than everybody on Infused combined.
And that's what you talked about, basically, how many times they weren't even able to get to him. Like, he was the last line of defense that you never even had to worry about him.
Yep.
Let me make sure we have everything set up for the next game. It looks like we are going to have a swap, and we should be good to go. All right. So we're ready now for map 2. We have another update. EG.
Wait. Whoa. E6 was up 2-0. Did EG just have another reverse sweep? So EG reverse swept Supremacy. Now they reverse sweep E6.
to win in round 11.
E6 have now been eliminated. People are dropping like flies.
I thought EG was done. I mean, I heard the 2-0 update, and I heard it wasn't really all that close, at least is what I thought I was told from the first 2 games.
Yeah.
And then EG comes alive. So they keep on believing. You know, they got the top 8 at Vegas. We know it's a team capable of it. We're not sure if they're going to be able to break into that top 4 or top 6 range, but they're still involved. That, what, guarantees top 12, I think, for them?
2 reverse sweeps for EG. They stay alive now, and they still have, I believe, more Call of Duty to play tonight.
That I'm not sure of. I mean, I haven't seen the match. I think this is our last match, probably going down.
For us on the main stage, or them too. I have no idea. I feel like
I
there's
think
a
it's
lot
it for
of
us
to
today.
play. But either way.
Today.
Woo, okay. We're ready for game 2. It's going to be Throwback, Search, and Destroy. They should have this one starting up here momentarily. I think Maven's already cycled, so we can't get yelled at for that. And there we go, into the rig draft.
All right, now, talking Search and Destroy, I know we talked a bit about the changes for Optic Gaming recently. Yep. Formal's kind of become the shot caller, been more involved, and we've definitely seen them improve, right?
We have seen them improve, and this is one of the maps that they've been great at, especially with the sniper. Oh, look who's joining us in the crowd.
Is that young Dylan Attach?
Looney, Aqua.
Oh, it's a whole squad of North American players just came over.
Wow. I'm actually nervous now to cast. I'm going to get critiqued for everything. I'm gonna have another Looney tweet. These NA casters are so clueless on what's going on. It'll be good.
It's a typical Looney tweet. But all right, we're just waiting to get through rig draft.
Is throwing up gang signs.
Creating classes now.
Just the top of the line people.
That's actually what's been kind of fun. So we're in sort of where we're set up. If you out by the main stage, it's mostly probably filled with 1,000 or so fans. Whereas where we're sort of walled in here, it's basically only staff and players. So it's been nice because the people sitting in front of us typically has been entirely players. Really, last time was all EU players. Now we have a lot of North American guys joining us, but they're having a lot of fun. It's nice to see them, I guess, this involved in the competition, what's going down, not trying to get back and get rest necessarily, get some sleep. Like they want to watch the Call of Duty, they want to see the matches, know who they're going to play next, see how everybody's doing. It's great to see. You
could say that.
Yes, I can.
You could also say that they just want to watch us.
I don't think that's it.
No, that's definitely not it. That's there's head shaking. Nope, that's definitely not it. They don't want to watch us. You saw the map fly through there for Throwback. Sniper presence, is there someone from Infused that maybe brings it out for you here, or is their entire goal to just avoid Formal on this map? I
don't know that anyone's going to challenge Formal, but I did like seeing one of our first sniper duels that I've really enjoyed in a while going down with Clayster and Aqua earlier today. That was a lot of fun to watch on Throwback. They were going back and forth. One of the first times we've seen just snipers picking each other off basically every single round that I was watching.
Have the high fives for Optic gotten more aggressive as of late?
Yeah, they have.
Like, especially from Crim6. It really looks like he's hitting his teammates.
After he shakes out his hand.
Yeah, that looks also quite aggressive. Look at the beautiful headsets on Infused, the matching red Astros to the matching red jerseys. Infused, you're down 0-1. We're going into map number 2, and yes, this is Optic Gaming versus Infused in the Call of Duty World League presented by the PS4. Let's get into the action, and off the break, I don't even need to ask who you're going to watch because I can already see.
Well, I wanted to check to see if he's going to bring out the sniper. He is. I did check through Infused. Nobody pulling it out to try and challenge it. Let's see if he's able to find something. Saul, I believe Nolson getting back to the corner here on top bus. No vision yet. He's going to be flanked any moment. Look who already pushed through. Moose set him up top. Actually, Moose, had he pushed around the back, he probably would have found Formal. But he tags one up top. And now it's just going to be, let's go over to Krim. It's just going to be Krim and Formal here trying to make a play.
That was actually really nicely by him to get out alive. I think that's going to be the thing that swings us around now for Infused. They're in a 3v1 scenario. Krim, they know exactly where he is, too. This one should be done. Beautiful stuff for Moose. What was that, 2 or 3 kills that round?
Moose, I believe, picked up 2.
3, you lied.
3, okay. So finds 3. And that was early aggression at mid-map with the ERAD. And able to push through and even pepper Krim a little bit before finally closing it out just a few seconds later in the round. Now that's going to be tough because if you're going to try, maybe that's how they want to counter the sniper play right now coming in from Formal.
Well, Infused, even from what we saw back from them at Atlanta, this is a team that just floods out middle map. They just hit it, they take control of it, and Formal is doing himself a favor here by watching this mid-cross. With Optic Gaming knowing this, they can put a little bit more pressure now towards middle if they want, but Infused go for a delayed push. Look at them now, 3 going. Oh, almost 2 stack up there for Formal.
Well, they're trying to get in. Krim playing the top building on both sides. He's going to deal with the first pressure. The timing actually works out brilliantly for him. Now it's Nolson by himself at 1 versus 1, and that's against the sniper of Formal. Has he been able to actually find a second gun? I don't think he has. So it's going to be Sniping challenges it. Peeks from blue, hits the shot. and takes the 1 versus 1.
We'll see it again from Formal's perspective this time. Whiffs the first one, but then again, he pre-aims the perfect spot, gets the kill. No second weapon needed there for Formal.
Well, I like that play because it's like you take the chance there to hit the snipe, because if he gets close on you, you don't really have a chance, right?
You're dead either way.
Yeah. All right, let's go to Moose because he is 4-1 to start this game off. Take a look at the class. It's going to be K-Bar, Flechette to kick things off. Ultimately to Marky B. Marky B playing a little bit sneaky. He's able to call one out mid-map. I believe he saw Scump on the cross.
Formal gets first blood. Fused into 3 versus 4. And again, remember I said earlier, maybe they just want to avoid Formal. This is how you avoid Formal on offense. You just go towards the B-bomb and plant it.
Well, so far, able to do a pretty solid job of it. Moose wrapping around the back. Should be seeing a couple of players momentarily. Wins the first with another to his right. Can't get it done. Now it's going to be on Marky B.
This is where you just hop. This is where you just hop it. Have one player hop it, and then trade the kill. Still haven't sent anybody there. Formal does win the one-on-one. Marky B cut down. Optic Gaming go up 2-1.
They're going to leave it for Scump. 2 streak, working more towards that reactive armor. And Optic keeps it rolling here in Search and Destroy. I'll have to go with Formal off the break here as he's gotten, well, closed the round out, then answered right back with the first blood.
There it is again from Formal's perspective, this time around with the K-Bar. Picked up that weapon off the ground. If you're Infused, we talked about avoiding the likes of Formal. They haven't tried to challenge him yet. It's got to be so frustrating on a map like Throwback, especially too. Formal plays with running his own trophy system. So he'll just drop that down in front of him so nades can't even force him out of spots as well.
Well, let's see if he can hit it on the cross. We saw a peek for a second. Remember, last time it was a bit of a delayed push. He's going to be hit with the jammer. Going to make the scoping that much more difficult. Watching the cross, but the first one to drop is going to be Moose. That's actually Scump on the opposite side. Scump found another kill. Running across Shirley. That's going to be the opening 2 for him. Next person to engage should be Crim6. But not before Nolson was already able to do a little damage.
Now Scump's going to rotate over. They know both players are here. Crim slides out to the wrong side. Nice play by Infused. And they're actually going to make this a 1 versus 2.
For the ace as well. So 1v2 for the ace.
Scump's not going to see it in time. Nicely done, Infused. They swing that round as they'll tie this game 2-2. Crim slides out and checks the wrong corner, and that really sealed the deal for Infused.
Yeah, I hopped over to check it because I thought it was close to being completed. About halfway when we swapped over. Nice job sticking it. Scump decides to call the bluff, not check it. Ends up punishing him. Now we're tied up. Let's go on with Nolson for a little bit here. He's going to be running the MV4, getting closer and closer to running the camo. See if he can come up clutch in any capacity. I want to see the angle that Formal has again, though, with the snipe, because that's going to be the player he's looking for, right? Nolson on the back boss, just trying to see if maybe he can peek him. So far, Nolson playing very, very patient.
Formal should see one close. Quick scope not going to work, but his teammate should have the trade. There it is, Karma, making it a 3 versus 2 now for Optic Gaming. Nolson and Marky B. Nolson trying to let Marky make a play, but I don't think he's going to have enough time. Yeah, Optic just begin to hunt towards that bomb, and now it's a 1 versus 3 for Infused yet again.
Marky B going to have to go huge. He gets spotted there by Scump. And that's going to be a K-Bar at close range. Marky B's got to try and find a better angle here with the NV4, and he just doesn't have a lot of time to work with.
And now he's going into the closest of range windows.
Yeah, right.
For these stairs.
Marky B's about to meet the Lion's Den in a moment here as he comes out the back. Shots coming in from Levin. There he is, tagged up, and Optic takes your 3rd round.
3rd round indeed. Crim6 doing that hand thing he loves to do. And here's Scump with the final kill. Yet again. You've already got Optic Gaming winning a respawn in dominating fashion. With Uplink up next, you've got to think that this is a must-win map for Infused, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to take the search here. I just don't see them being able to reverse sweep a team like Optic Gaming. Let's show Scump a little more love as he's 7-2, leading all Slayers right now. He's also 25 off the Trinity Rocket and a kill away from this reactive armor. So this is a round where he could explode depending on how this plays out. He wants to get the plant. That's going to give him both. So he's going to get the Trinity Rocket and the reactive. Keeping an eye on the mini-map just to see what that number 4 is doing. That's Moose across the top. Might be working a flank. It looks like Karma has wrapped back to meet him. But with reactive and streaks, I got to think Scump's going to be the one to make the play.
I wonder if he just used it to ensure he gets that final streak as well, if he needs to. Numbers again for Optic Gaming. Scump knows the player right around this train. Wins the one-on-one. 4-2 now for Optic Gaming. continuing to pull away in this best-of-5 series.
And you've got Scump with full streaks, bomb
Reactive
sites,
armor.
bomb sites both that you can pepper with streaks if you need to and really kind of make plays on this particular map.
Funny to see how Optic Gaming have become one of the teams that uses smokes the most in S&D. It's Karma who drops them down. I can basically tell you where almost every S&D map where they use them. This one is lower bike path to be able to plant near that A bomb. You cut off the sight line from the back lemon area. If it's on Crusher, they'll smoke out towards that rock side and that middle hallway to plant at B. It's just funny to see how they've begun to rely on them more and more. Scorch again. When planting near that drill side, they cut off the sight line for middle map so you can get in towards deck. Immediately, the Trinity Rocket gets called in. Optic Gaming, you're just trying to force Infused into awkward positions, and there's another first blood for OG.
Well, I think he gets the call out there for Crim6 at the top of the map towards that backside blue. Now they're all pushing through. They're going hunting right now. They want this 5th round. Crim knows blue has been cleared out. Scump has pushed all the way into their building. 2 versus 2, though. Now you still have the reactive to work with. Also Mabarban and the Scarab. But they've flipped sides of the map here.
And immediately, another streak will be pinged, at least for a second, to have an idea of where these two players are. And that's all the information Optic Gaming knows. The challenge from Scump. Reactive popped. 5-2. OG. 1 round away.
I like that. Just guarantee yourself the 5th round.
Yep.
Close it out, find the 2 kills. Could you have won it without reactive? Sure. But just guarantee yourself the round. And now they're 1 away from closing it out.
Where are we at in this game right now, Maven? 10-2 from Scump. Jesus, man.
That's why I've stayed on with him the last couple rounds. He's just been destroying. All right, let's see. Do we have any kind of sniper play off the break? No. Let's continue with Scump because he's on the big streak here. He did just use the reactive. Nothing else available. Who's getting pretty aggressive across mid-map? Looks to be PD and Marky B, and it's PD that is able to open things up quickly. He knows there's one at back bus, just trying to pepper him and stay back. Now he's been able to get reload and get set up. 3 versus 3 now as Optic Gaming continues to hunt.
Infused. They do get that second kill onto Crim6. And no objective has been planted as of yet. But Barman's still ready for the side of Scump, but Formal and Scump just get the pinch. There's a smirk on Seth's face. What did it go, 11-2, 12-2? Something like that.
I believe 11-2 at the end of this. I thought Scump was going to end up in like a 1 versus 2 here to close things out, but Formal on the other side of thing actually finds 2 kills.
Yep.
The duo getting it done. The pinch beautifully as all the focus is on Formal. Fantastic stuff there to close out the game too. And what is looking like, you said 3-0 to kick things off. You were worried it may not be close with the way Optic Gaming is playing. And despite the fact that Infused has been great, playing above for the past 2 weekends, above what some may have expected, it's just not enough right now. If
we see Optic Gaming 3-0 NB earlier like we do, I see no reason to think that it should be any different when they're facing Infused.
Yeah, no, I tried to make it more interesting. I was thinking 3-1. Yeah, maybe Infused fights him, but Uplink you think is where this will close out. Let me just make sure we've got the colors right here before we hop into the next one. And I believe that we do.
It's looking good.
We're staying the same.
It's looking good. Frost Uplink, game number 3. Map overview. Let's take a look at it. Where we stand currently in this series in the 5-game set. So far, it's been all OG 250 to 89 map 1, and then I believe 6-2 in the S&D.
And these are just 2. What do you think was the I guess the bigger margin of victory here? I mean, 6-2 is a great win, but that 250-89, but it was never really close in what we saw on the hard point. And that was actually on Scorch.
That was actually Scorch. Yes.
Yeah, I think we have the wrong map set there.
No, this is the wrong maps for sure. Yeah, these are definitely the wrong maps.
Those are the right score lines and the right victor.
Yep. Which really, at the end of the day, it's all that matters.
That's true.
That's all that matters. So we'll go ahead and talk about something else.
All right. Well, you think there's any chance that can Infuse fight back? Can they take the game 3?
Nope. The series is done.
I think the last couple of matches I've casted, basically everything I've casted today has been tough from the perspective that as a caster, it is very hard to cast blowouts in the sense that you start very much searching for things to discuss when the map's not close, and that's been every series I've casted today.
I love how
a lot of blowouts.
Even the one where we were like, we got to get the Splice Envy match on there. We got to show it.
The 14-0,
and there's this 14-0 Splice winning Uplink. It's like, okay, and we get eliminated. Okay, that was close. Rig draft has started though for game 3 for Frost Uplink between Optic and Infused.
And this is a map where we saw, what was it, Karma and Krim have been running subs a lot of the time. We saw them with the dual ERAD inside sub bay. Well, really, just about anywhere on this map except maybe the outside cliff. You can get away with an ERAD in those positions.
No FTL jump in this game. Okay. Both teams staying switched on up as we'll get ready to go into Game 3. Maven, who wins this tournament?
Who wins the tournament?
Yes.
I feel like
I said that and like three people walking by just all said Optic. And
I feel like it has to be Optic Gaming's to take. You know, they do the losers bracket run. E United had kind of the dream story, and I still think they're going to be a team to be reckoned with. But top 16, not what they expected this weekend, obviously. But you feel like Optic is due, but then the same could be said. The same could be said for FaZe. I mean, that looks to be our winners bracket final. Both teams have not had a tournament win in a long, long time. FaZe obviously stretching back significantly longer, but. Those are the two favorites. I mean, they were the favorites coming into the weekend for me. Not shocked to see them in this position.
A few things to mention to everybody out there. We are working on getting brackets done to at least show you guys the winners and losers bracket, where we stand, how we've gotten here at the end of today's show. I think we'll have one final little touch-in with the analysts to end the night so they can kind of break things down for you, all the storylines to look forward to on Championship Sunday. And then after that, I'm going to visit the Eiffel Tower.
I may or may not go.
You just said earlier you were going.
Very hungry and tired.
Before that, you said you weren't. We can get a nice little dinner, romantic dinner?
That I'm in for.
Okay.
If Optic does close it out here, players getting suited up and ready to go.
We got a lot of French people out there in the crowd.
Shout out, by the way, to the North American viewers that stayed awake through the night. Or a lot of you watching. We were getting a bunch of tweets. It got 4, 5, 6 in the morning as people were waking up to watch the matches.
Freedom. One of the now North American people in the crowd just yelled, "Freedom." You know what? He's allowed to. He's fully assimilated to our culture. I actually think he's got a mullet now. Yep, wow. That is a beautiful haircut. Michael Phelps, if you're out there, thanks for watching too. He's currently staying with us in our hotel. He's too scared to say hello to him.
Great swimmer, that guy.
Is he?
Yes.
I haven't seen his work. Maybe I'll go YouTube that if that's what the kids say nowadays.
Talented guy. All right, Petey, here we go. Game 3, and what could be the closeout game unless Infused can come up with something special.
And
There's
there's
a
grenades at his feet.
lot of E-Rat action here, but Scump finds the first one. Nolson outside Dozer as well. He's down. Moose, buddy, you got the rest to deal with, but he's in a pretty good position to maybe pick up a couple kills. Not able to do so, and now the pressure gets forward. You have the drone. You have to find another layer of kills. You can make a play. The pass goes forward.
Man. Karma's 5-0 already with the E-Rat.
It's an absolute steamroll right now. 1 point already on the board. Formal last one up. Can't pick him off the back. That's Nolson finding 3. So Nolson does a good job making sure there's not any kind of rally. They don't get pinned to their base or spawned out backside cryo. So a nice 3-piece, but not before 1 point gets through for Optic Gaming.
Yeah, that's not the start you want to have if you are Infused. Thankfully, they do get control of the drone for a brief moment. They're not going to pick it up though as of yet, as they're so worried about this next wave of kills and their teammates coming off spawn.
Nolson's streak ends there. One more bullet needed to take out Formal. And let's go over to Karma, because you talked about his 5-0 streak. I was speaking to him between matches. We were watching the FaZe versus Rise, and he was really excited they were playing on main again. For whatever reason, he's just, you know how sometimes people, the players, they get it in their head, or maybe there's truth to it, I don't know. They just feel more comfortable on a certain station, right? He didn't really like what his position on the side station, felt a lot more confident, thought his gameplay improved greatly on main stage, and he's been shown it throughout this series.
Oh, who's going to reload quicker? Scum tries to get out alive. He's got 2 players chasing him now. PD does cut him down, as this potentially could be a 1 right now for Infused. Instead, Nolson's going to try to be a lead blocker. They want more here, and I like this decision. 1-2, but they did settle for the 1 in the end.
But that's what you need. You talked about consistent play from Nolson. He went on 2 different 4 streaks in the span of these 10 kills. 6 stuff from him as he's trying to show some life for Infused, but they're getting cut down right now. Let's take a look at the minimap. You can see outside by cliffs with Formal is where we're going to find the drum. Likely close to being reset here. He can't win the gunfight as Marky B does get the better half of them, and we are still tied up at 1-1 with 3 minutes to go here in the first half.
Hector tweeted the both of us earlier, apparently, and said, "You're both incredibly wrong, and I can no longer look at you in the same way."
I don't even know what he's referring to.
We say a lot of things.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe I don't think he's being serious.
We love you, Hector.
I miss him.
Maybe the team changed speculation.
Or maybe just...
I'm allowed to speculate. I enjoy speculating.
Oh, that's
90% of what I do is
fuel the
speculation.
storylines.
Yeah.
We create the storylines.
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't think
We
that at all.
tried to.
I think the players do in their performances.
Yeah.
I think we just say dumb things that then help fuel storylines.
Oh, Nolson continuing to go here. Well, if he would apply one more bullet to Karma, now Karma teases him through the window.
And then
And
Karma
comes out
just
and
runs
kills
up and does that. It's just funny, dude. Karma cracks me up, man. He's just one of those guys that you just have to let do whatever you want on your team. I feel like if you get Karma, that's just what you say. Like, okay, Damon will be that guy that just flies around, and we just have to work around that.
Well, trying to get to the drone carrier, which is going to be in Nolson's hand for just a moment, but he tosses it forward. Now going to be 2 down for either side. It's going to switch hands to Crim6. As Optic still hasn't been able to close this one, but they do have the 2-1 edge. Who's in behind? Is that Petey that's trying to flank some players here? Formal not prepared for that when he found one. That's a little bit out of melee range.
That is a little bit out of melee range. Karma now dead. Infused. They're doing a good job of keeping the pressure on, and a lot of it's led by Nolson. 14-7 right now. Moose again. We said how he needs to step it up. 12-9.
Jeez, the ERAD is absurd.
Dude,
at
it
close
just
range.
shreds. It just absolutely shreds.
Like there, that's a gunfight Nolson would win if it weren't for the fact that Karma has an ERAD.
Yep.
And now Moose coming off a spawn. He's got to make a big play. Getting pushed here. Nice kill on Karma. If Karma wins that, you're likely looking at least a better setup for Optic to push here through Robo Bay, or maybe at one point toss going through. Crim6 is wrapped behind the back. I don't know. Oh, I was going to say, I'm not sure if they'll be ready for this. They are, but Scump he finds 2, not the 3rd, to attempt a 1-point toss. We've got 35 seconds left here, and the only one in position and maybe get points on the board look to be Optic Gaming, but now a nice defense for the Infused side, and maybe they can clutch up here in the closing moments.
Crim6 is kind of trailing this drone carrier as Optic are just looking to stop them from scoring. They want to go to the half, obviously, in the lead. If you're just tuning in, Infused down 2-0 in this best of 5. This is not an elimination match. This is a winner's bracket game. Winner of this faces FaZe in our winner's bracket final tomorrow, I believe, at 11 a.m. Paris time. I just keep saying Paris time. I don't know what that actually equates to in time zones.
It's Central Mediterranean time.
You just made that up.
No, I didn't.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I can't even trust you. That shows how little faith I have in you.
I made that up, Jack. It was believable, though, right?
It really was. It really was that I felt bad for doubting you. But now I just hate you even more. You were so serious. You're like, yes, it is. And you've been to Europe a good amount of times, so it's like maybe he knows.
All right, 2-1.
Oh, my God.
Still for Optic. Looking to close it out. This has been the tightest game we've had thus far. And again, a big part of that, Moose and Nolson. That's the duo you need to go off in the slaying department, and they're doing it right now. They're keeping pace with the side of Optic. Karma has been shredding. He's almost broken the 20-point mark. As he falls, though, you just have Scump and Formal here to try and hold it mid-map. See if they can make some plays. They're just narrowly holding on to this 1-point lead. You can see how different. I mean, we saw that 14-0 precinct, how different Frost and precinct are from each other in Uplink. It's like you're playing 2 different game modes.
Yeah, this has been a high-stress lead that Optic Gaming has so far. I mean, they have not felt comfortable with it the entire game. It's not only been 1 point, but they haven't even come close to scoring again themselves. It's all been scenarios like that where they need to get the kills. Oh, my God.
What was that? Scump just like mistimed that jump, or thought he was going to hit the top?
Apparently, Scump takes a tumble. That's good. That's
I'm glad we caught that. It just looks so awkward when we could jump to him, just straight nose diving off the edge. But now he's back off spawn. Finds a kill for it ultimately dropping. Flecheck grenades out from Crim6. But the pressure is coming. It's going to be Moose now with the drone. Comes out, 1-point toss. The game is tied up now, 2-2. Infused. Optic Gaming. There has been very little offensive action here. It's been all about the defense.
Man, Nolson's drop shot has looked beautiful so far this map.
This might be a quick counterattack, though.
He needs to wait. He needs a lead blocker.
No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. I thought he was going to get the toss off for a moment. Is Scump here to clean things up? He's got the drone. He's got the 1-point toss. And immediately answer with the 1-pointer. A 4 streak for Scump to get that dunk. And also the toss through. Optic back in control of game 3.
Wow, Nolson has won every close engagement that I've seen versus Formal this map. You can see Formal 12-16, not having the best of games, and a lot of it is the performance we've seen so far from Nolson. Scump just trying to clear out this Robo base side, and it's creating some awkward engagements. You've now got Formal getting pinched. Crim6, thankfully, further up the map for Optic Gaming, is at least the one halting any drone positioning that the boys of Infused do have. 3 minutes remaining, Optic still up by 1. This 1 possession game has not been broken quite yet.
Oh, where is the attack going to come from next? We'll take a look at the mini-map. They're tossing the drone up through Subway. It's going to be Scump leading the way. If he can keep winning these intro fights, he's going to open things up quickly. It looks like they're trying to set up a bit of a pinch here. Trophy coming in. He's been hit by the jammer. The drop shot, man, has just been throwing Optic off. Karma was around the top. I thought he might be able to open things up on the pinch. They just want to get a one-point toss off. You can see they're all set up for interceptions. Now he goes through. Wraps the edge. One-pointer is through. What a sick shot from Krim.
That's
It's like two players firing bullets, like he slid through a crossfire. Then you see the two go by for the interception. I'm doing a whole lot with my arms right now that no one can see.
Yeah, perfect. That's
no wonder
great.
I sweat when I cast.
I do want to say that's like taking a page out of JCap's book. JCap loves doing that for Envy. He hugs that close corner. The second the player hops in, he just slides around, uses the momentum to throw the drone right after. Beautiful play by Crimsix to at least make it a two-possession game.
Well,
and remember, Infused have yet to get a dunk in this entire map, so if they're going to tie this up, you'd expect them to potentially have to get two throws.
And what's interesting, too, is with Karma having camo and the way he's been playing this game, he's been doing a good job picking up kills in a forward position. I'm going to go back to him because if he can get into a nice spot here, pop this camo, we've got a score. So there's one on Moose. He just wants to drone. Here's the camo.
Here it is.
It should be a dunk. This is the dagger. This is the dagger. He didn't even need camo. I think he might have had the dunk. He would have had the dunk regardless, more than likely. But this is actually going to end up leading to a kill then.
And more.
Flying through research. 6-2. Optic Gaming looking to take their winner semi 3-0 for a date at the prom with FaZe in the winner's bracket final.
Oh, who's going to be the queen? We'll have to find out tomorrow, right?
I guess.
Yeah. Because that match, our winner's bracket final, will take place on Championship Sunday, alongside some losers bracket matches as well. Formal just not missing on this streak. He's now on 4 streak. Okay, he missed.
Well, I think it's one of those where he was probably a little bit frustrated early in the game trying to find a position to combat the ERADs, right? You keep getting caught awkward at close range. I don't care how good your shot is. The ERAD is going to shred you up close and personal. I want to, as soon as he drops, I'll switch off of him and go to Scump. Scump's got reactive armor to work with and maybe more points to find. He knows he's in the corner, doesn't opt to use it here. He knows the game is basically over.
This one should be over, so the 3-0 that many people expected of Optic Gaming over Infused is there. Infused did put up a solid fight in the uplink, but for the most part in this series, it really was all Optic Gaming, especially after that 250-89 scoreline. Now the time will tick on down. OG FaZe tomorrow, winner's bracket final, 11 a.m. Paris time.
4 down, Krim, the only one remaining. 10 seconds left. And if you were pulling for an Optic FaZe winner's bracket final, you got it.
2 of the top 3, we know.
It's going to be a fight now between, honestly, we've got a lot of European teams in the losers bracket final. They're going to be battling for that top 3 spot.
Yep.
If you had to guess right now, if you had to pick a team, who's it going to be? Who's going to join Optic and FaZe?
In the losers bracket final?
I'm going Splice.
This actually is tough. I'm going EG, the dark horse.
Oh, you're asking for a miracle.
I might as well be asking for the magic to happen.
All right, well, we'll toss it over as they're going to, I believe, hop into the interview here.
Every time the plays, what happens? Are they too good for you?
I think they just outplayed us. Just plain and simple. That's all it was.
Donc ils ont juste été meilleurs, ils ont outplay, tout simplement, ils ont anticipé. Je sens que c'est dur, ils n'ont pas encore fini cette équipe européenne, les Infused, je compte sur vous. Donnez-leur un peu d'énergie aux Infused qui continuent en loser bracket. This is not done yet. You can still win. Un petit mot forcément de Scump. Quelle équipe, qu'est-ce qu'on peut dire les mecs? Vous êtes impressionnants de talent. Vous êtes des monstres. Qu'est-ce qui tout s'est passé, j'imagine, comme vous l'attendiez? Everything happened probably as you expected. It looks like only you were playing. You dictated all the game on your side. The rhythm were yours, and at the end you could bring all the energy in the uplink game. What else to say?
Honestly, we're just playing really well right now. All around, I mean, whenever we need someone to step up on a single map, if someone's slacking, somebody's filling in. So we're just playing really, really strong right now, winning a lot of our gunfights. Our communication is great, so we're just playing really well.
Voilà, il le dit même plusieurs fois, ils ont extrêmement bien joué, donc il a aussi conscience qu'ils ont fait un match un peu parfait. À chaque fois que quelqu'un est un peu faible, il se relève au terme de niveau pour aller chercher et donner le meilleur. On les semble intouchables. Est-ce que vous êtes tout simplement imbattable? J'ai envie de dire, maintenant vous êtes sur le podium de cette ESWC. You're on the podium of that ESWC, whatever happened next. You look, I would say, unbeatable. Can we say that?
I wouldn't say unbeatable. We still got to come out and play our game. We got FaZe tomorrow morning, so that's going to be a really, really good match. I'm really looking forward to that, but we're definitely not unbeatable. Just got to come out, keep playing well, and we'll be all right.
Voilà, ils verront, hein, tout ça, ça va jouer encore demain. Ils restent concentrés, on le sent bien, l'avenir. On verra ça demain matin. Je pense qu'on peut leur envoyer un tonnerre d'applaudissements pour ces monstres. Optic Gaming! Good luck. Voilà, notre journée se termine enfin sur la scène de l'ESWC. Merci d'avoir été là jusqu'au bout. Vraiment, merci.
All right, thank you very much. Great interview there from Scum. Well, I've been to every single ESWC there has been, and I've never seen Crimzix not walk away with a title. And to be perfectly honest, I don't think I'm going to see it now.
Agreed.
It's Crim 5.
Crim 5.
Crim 5, you heard it here first. I think there's
he
only
needs
one
to get
term.
sixth, really, doesn't he? So, I mean, we need a...
There's only one
sixth.
team that I think can take them, and it is FaZe. I mean,
Yeah.
that is obviously the game that's going to be coming up. Not right now, of course. Don't kind of quote me on that one, but we get to see a FaZe versus Optic win a bracket final. FaZe need to turn up.
They need a phase up.
I guess so.
Got it.
Right, okay, come
Nailed
on.
it.
Let's get into
Nailed it.
Let's get in the serious bit, Brycey. Come on.
Okay. I can't even do the phase up sign.
No, we don't need to do that. You know what? I can't do it. We need both hands. Right, you be the E, I'll be the U.
We're probably.
No, that's right.
Oh, there we go.
Because we're representing the EU.
Well,
because
that's awful. All right, moving on. Let's have a look at the bracket. As you can see, going through the winners quarterfinal, Optic took down Envy. Then we just saw them take down Infused. That means winners bracket final will be Optic Gaming versus FaZe. FaZe's run took down Red Reserve and Rise Nation. Now, Rise is still in this tournament. Red Reserve are not. We have also said goodbye to several important teams, including Team Envious are gone from this competition, as well as E6.
Envy getting Optic again. I think that's like the third tournament in a row. That's round one. Very, very tough draw for them, but it's the way it goes if you finish second in your pool. And the one thing I will say, looking at that whole winners bracket, not one result surprises me.
No, I think you're right. I can go with that. The biggest result that surprises me, though, is Envy losing in that loses bracket to Splice in such fashion as well. I mean, you know, Splice came off a hot win against the United. Yes, okay, it's going to be a good game between those two, but the 3-0, I mean, the uplink wasn't even close. It was a straight massacre.
So here's an interesting thing. I spoke to Splice. I said, well, why are you now doing better? And they said, honestly, we don't really know how to play together at the moment. And they said they had a team talk this morning, and the team talk was useless. The least productive team talk they've ever been in. Eventually this afternoon, they said, you know what? We're just going to let Josh run it. Josh will now be shot calling. That's it. We're doing it. They've changed. They said, we're just going to have to accept it. We'll all have different views. Just let Josh do it.
It worked.
It did work.
I mean, Josh is someone with so much experience, and I think, you know, Bance was kind of propelled to stardom last year. You know, Madcat and Josh have been teamed for so long. Jerd, for me, everyone thinks he's that quiet player. You know, don't get me wrong, he is. But when he's in game, he's vocal. He's loud. You know, he'll be the one who'll be wanting to say, you know, let's do this. You know, let's push B or whatever it may be.
In that Envious game, he ripped his T-shirt off.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen.
Did it not?
It would have been great. I'm sure there would have been a lot of fans that would have liked to see that, but it didn't.
I'm sure it happened.
It's only in your dreams, Bryce.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes you got to wish for that kind of thing. But no, tomorrow we will be starting here live at 9 a.m. local. I believe the first 9:30 local.
We'll give you
Ish.
extra
We give
half
rough
an hour in
times
bed.
here.
Before 10.
Yeah, some point before 10 local, we will be live. And I believe the first game will be Fnatic versus Splice. After that, though, winners bracket final, Optic versus FaZe. Now, that should be scheduled for 11-ish.
Ish.
We give you a good ish. We don't want to lie to you. But those games are coming up tomorrow. That's been everything here from CWL Paris at ESWC Day 2. We'll see you in the morning.